this is Lynn, and I'm in the basement with JaVonne.
I want to welcome you to another edition of In the Basement with JaVonne. And this evening, I have a really good friend of mine here, Miss Lynne Womble. Say hi to the people, Lynn.
Hey.
I'm so comfortable with you and became really comfortable with you really quickly. And that is not the norm for me.
Okay.
So I just want to put that out there. But that being said, there's a whole bunch that I don't know about you.
Okay.
Because we
really don't get a chance to talk.
Exactly. Because you're always out in the world and I'm always in the basement.
Okay. Right.
So tell me a little bit about where you're from and what it was like growing up. What kind of kid were you?
Oh my goodness, okay. I was born in Elizabeth. My parents divorced when I was about 9 and we moved to Old Bridge, New Jersey. And we lived with my grandparents. My mom was a nurse, and I have 3 younger brothers. I'm the oldest, and you know, I basically with my grandparents helped raise my brothers. So I was always the responsible one. They were always with me, especially the youngest one. You know, where he was always around my neck. So I grew up next door to a family who had 10 kids, and they all sang, and their cousin, who also sang, lived across the street from them. So
yeah. So you said the kids next door, the family, they sang. What kind of music were they singing?
Well, they went to like the Church of God in Christ Holiness Church, so there was always gospel going on in the house. You know, they weren't, the parents weren't too strict, but their father was a reverend and the mother was a missionary, so there was always gospel music going on in the house. And then every once in a while, you know, they would play, you know, secular music.
Secular music.
Even in my own house, like my grandfather listened to Mahalia Jackson all the time. It was Mahalia Jackson and the Beatles. I know. Polar opposites, right? Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Cash. My grandfather was a truck driver, so he listened to country music a lot while he was driving the truck.
So these are your early influences.
Yeah, but I'm not a fan of country. I mean, I like it, but you wouldn't find any in mine.
So who influences your music? Your singing?
My singing? Well, let me step it back a little bit. Back then it was all about TSOP, the sound of Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
So I got exposed to the OJs, I got exposed to Teddy Pendergrass, you know, MFSB.
Yes.
That was the Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind and Fire.
Oh my God.
Well, I always loved Stevie Wonder, but you know, I got exposed to like all that good, you know, Donny Hathaway.
Oh yeah.
And then my father also played a lot of jazz. He loved Isaac Hayes, James Brown, but Lonnie Liston Smith, Donald Byrd. They were the main people that I listened to all the time. You know, as far as female artists, I love Chaka Khan.
Did anybody say Chaka Khan? Somebody said. Did you say Chaka Khan?
I know you and I have this rivalry over who's the biggest fan, and you win.
Oh well,
but
the prize is only listening to more Shaka Khan.
Exactly. Exactly. So, you know, hit a high C or an A, you know, and like Shaka Khan, I mean, my voice would just go out. You know, just like, so. Of course, they have church all day. You know, I would go from one church and go to the other and sing the choir in the other church. So, you know, I was exposed to both gospel and secular, as they say. You know, so.
Excellent. So, later on, you gave birth to the love of your life, yes?
Yeah, my boo-boo.
What's her name?
Terrell.
I've never met her, I don't think.
No, I don't think you have. I don't think you've ever met her.
But she's beautiful. I saw a picture. It's beautiful.
Thank you. She's, yeah, she's the love of my life, basically, and my bestest friend.
Wow.
You know, and she's, you know, she's 22. She's becoming her own person and very independent and very passionate about a lot of things. You know, I just can't wait to see what's next for her.
Yeah.
You know,
does she sing also?
No, she used to sing when she was a little girl. You know, but she's like, I can't do that, Mom. You know, I can't do that.
Is it because she's shy?
She's very shy.
But she has a voice.
She has a voice. She just, you know, doesn't sing. She doesn't sing in front of me now.
Oh.
You know, she really doesn't. She doesn't do anything actually in front
of you anymore. Well, it's that age, you know.
She likes a lot of different music, and I'll hear her hum something, but she doesn't out and out sing.
Right.
You know, I wish she would though.
And maybe she will, because you know, oddly enough, you have a voice that people appreciate. People love hearing you sing. For someone with your powerful voice, you are so shy.
I am. You know, well, I think on some level it's a lack of confidence, although that's building. But I am shy because, just like you, it takes me a minute to get to know people. I have to be really comfortable to come out of my shell. I observe people, and I try to get to know, see how people are that way before I allow myself to be vulnerable to them. You know, that's the crab thing. You know, so.
Well, you know, when you sing, that does put you in a vulnerable position, especially when you sing from your soul. And I'm gonna have to say there are two performances that you gave that I really enjoyed the most. I enjoy all of your performances, but one was at the Marriage Equality concert that I produced, right? Loved your performance that night.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
But the first one, my favorite, was in church. And you had written this song, or rewrote a song, I think by Kim, was it? I don't know. I don't even know what the song was. But you transfigured a song, made it into a gospel, and you broke down and you started crying. And you were trying to hold it together because you cannot expose yourself and let people see your emotions. God forbid you're not pristine. Excuse me. But that was the most moving song that you've ever performed for me.
Really?
Oh my God. I had to jump up, and I'm not a jump up kind of person. I'm a very laid back in the cut kind of person myself, for the most part. But oh my God,
I remember that.
What's that song?
Love by Music Soul Child. And I transfigured a few words here and there.
Can you give me a little piece of that, just right off the cuff?
God, so many things I've got to tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. 'Cause it's a possibility that you look at me differently, God. Ever since the first moment I spoke your name, From then on I knew that by you being in my life, things were destined to change, 'cause God, so many people use your name in vain. Yeah.
Wow.
That really touched me that night.
That touched me again. Hey, we'll be right back with more from Lynne right after these messages from our sponsors.
Welcome to the Artisan Collective. So glad to have you here this evening. And Artisan Collective is located at 25 Halsey Street in Newark, New Jersey, and we have something for everybody. And during the week, from hours 12 to 6, we sell all types of bags and clothing and jewelry. We have something for everybody. Everything is custom made. And it's owned by 5 partners who have known each other for a minimum of 15 years. So you know the store is for you and everything is personal. So come and see us at the Artisan Collective.
There's no one else to turn to.
Start performing publicly?
Well, in 2000, a dear friend of mine, Susan, invited me out to go karaoke. Started going to B-52s down in downtown New York after work on Wednesdays. I sang my first song was Luther Vandross's House Is Not a Home. And noticed a little bit that people actually stopped to listen. Now, though the neighbor that I told you about earlier, the oldest brother of the 6 of them, we would have been the middle one, he was our choir director at church, and he told me that I would never be a lead singer. You know, that I would never really be that successful at music. And so, hearing that, I was 12 or 13 years old. I did always have aspirations to be a musician and singer. I played violin from the time I was 9 years old to the time I was 22. So I always had aspirations to be in music somewhere. I actually looked around and saw that people were actually listening to me. I was like, whoa. You know, so I'm like, okay, let me go sing again, you know. So I don't remember the second song that I sang that night. But I do remember a lot of people saying, you know, that they liked me and blah, blah, blah. When I met Crystal Atmosphere.
Oh, okay.
And I sang Orange Moon by Erykah Badu. And she actually came up to me and, you know, said, you need to sing. I was checking you out while you were singing, and I was checking out the venue. And it was loud talking, bar atmosphere, got quiet, you could hear a pin drop. And she said, you know, when that happens, people don't always stop talking when others are singing, so you must be really good, you know. Now I'm sitting here and I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, you know, but I didn't take her seriously at all. But it wasn't until like maybe a little while later that people started asking me, do you sing? Why aren't you singing? You know, why? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm still playing that tape in my head. You know, you'll never be this and all that. And by that time, I'm like 30-something years old. And I'm like, it's too late now, you know. Back then, you know, it was all about the flashy look. You know, you had to be young and pretty and supple and petite and all that, you know, if you want to be successful in this business. At least that's the rhetoric that they feed you. You know, you have Britney Spears coming out at the time, Janet Jackson still trying to hold her reign, you know, and Whitney Houston and, you know, all of them. And I'm like, looking at them and comparing myself and saying that, you know, that's not going to be me, so don't worry about it. Well, up until now, when people ask me to sing, you know, I'm always surprised by it, because I know other singers that blow me out of the water. So when people ask me, I'm just like, okay.
Well, blow me out of the water. I mean, come on now. Well, you know, everybody has what they do.
True.
You can't sing like Cheryl.
No.
And Cheryl can't sing like you. So therein lies God's gift. We're unique, each of us.
True. You have to find yourself. And I think that's what's missing. So, like, I don't know who I am vocally. I know I can sing a lot of different songs, and I know what my range is and whatnot. But I think, who is Lynne? Because Lynne sings a lot of songs that sound just like the artist when I'm singing them. And that's good, but that's bad. Because it's not, I'm not trying to imitate anybody. I'm just trying to sing the song. And a lot of times, it sounds just like the artist, and I don't know where that comes from. I don't know how to change that, you know. So I'm at a point now where I'm trying to figure out my voice and make it my own. I get a lot of comparisons to Lalah Hathaway because we both share a lower register, you know. So I can sing "Don't Forget to Remember" and you know, have strangers say you sound just like Lalah Hathaway, but I'm not. Not that I don't. Believe me, I don't mind the compliment at all. But I'm not trying to be her, you know. And I think that's what's really messing with me. You know, is I sound like a lot of people, you know, and I'm really not mimicking at all.
I wish I sound like anyone.
I don't sound
like nobody. It's like, what is she doing? No,
but you have your own voice.
Yeah, well, we all do. We all do.
But not really. No. But you can pick up a record and say that's JaVonne.
Lord knows. Alright, I'm just cracking up. I don't know if everybody knows this, but you have sung background for me and Cheryl.
Yeah.
Normally, we have like a whole troop of people on stage with us. And it's dwindled down to sometimes it's just Cheryl and JaVonne and Lynne. And sometimes we may have to change the name of our group. The threesome. Because it's Cheryl and JaVonne and Lynne. And you hold it down and you do such a great job. I just want to thank you publicly. And I personally can't get any more public than this.
Thank you.
Saying thank you and what your contribution to us has been. So we really, really appreciate you and we love you so much.
Thank you. No, you guys know I love singing with you guys. I have a lot of fun, and you know I'm just grateful you keep asking me to come along.
Oh yeah, we love you. We love you. Yeah. It's fun. So you've sung with us, and you have been mentored by. Is that is it mentored or has she taught you some things musically? What's that relationship?
Our relationship?
Yeah.
In the choir and whatnot. So we have been talking more recently, you know, and she's been very encouraging and teaching me how to get past those blocks, like when you get caught up in a song and you emotionally caught up in a song, you know, how to move past it and so on. And she's been very encouraging to me and just really, wow.
Yeah, she's amazing. Our church is amazing.
Yes.
And
awesome. Yeah. We have so much talent in that church. Not with just the choir. We have a lot of spoken word artists and people doing other things. Deshauna does a show called "You Never Know What You're Gonna Get," and I thought that's a plug for her.
Which will not make it to
and that's
to the
fine.
tape. I'm just kidding. Shauna's like my mini me actually, because people say she looks just like me. So
well,
that's what people say. So you know, I call her my little twin. So.
Okay. You know, but there's a lot of talent in church, and it's
dance ministry is awesome.
Awesome, yes, Taiwan.
But then again, you know, I mean, it only makes sense. Our pastor is Kevin E. Taylor, so
true.
What else is Kevin E. Taylor going to draw?
But
you know,
creative.
But talent, creative people, intelligent people, passionate people. You know, I believe that you draw what you are to you. You know, so we spoke about. You know what? We have another mutual friend, Renee.
Yes.
Tell me how you know. How do you know Renee?
Renee and I met online, and then it turned out that we both knew Minister Susan.
Okay.
And we had been talking through Sable magazine. Finally, one night, I was like, okay, let's just do this. I'll meet you here, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we met, and, you know, we've been fast friends ever since.
Yeah, she's an amazing spirit. And eventually, hopefully, prayerfully, we'll be sitting down and having a conversation, too. She's an amazing poet. And just a wonderful human being.
That's going to be a dynamic conversation. I wish I could be here.
You could be here.
I probably will be.
Then come on, baby. Matter of fact, you and everybody else will just come on. That's what's up. So,
awesome.
What is your hope, dream, aspiration in terms of your music, your singing? I mean, you're still, according to you, trying to find your voice.
Yeah.
Your uniqueness.
My uniqueness.
But what are you working at? What are you working on? And do you have any advice for others who are trying to do the same thing you're doing? Like, what tools are you using?
Well, I'm starting piano lessons, and you know, I took piano a year ago. But
You also took guitar for a while, right?
Yeah, for a while. I have a couple of ideas for a one-woman show. I also have a couple of ideas for a club for artists, a place where, you know, we can do showcases that's our own. I am going to be starting co-hosting an open mic with Shy.
Very nice.
And Jay Quinlan.
Okay.
Starting December 14th.
Is that the Crack the Mic?
No. That's that's Shy's that she does.
Okay.
I think that's only spoken word artist, though I'm not sure. This is gonna be called LPJ's Friday Night Jam, and it's it's an open mic / showcase for, you know, local artists, spoken word, and you can sing any genre song, and hopefully, you know, we'll be able to grow that. And
nice.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
JaVonne, you have to come out from down there. What are you doing, man? Life is going by, and people and things are going on, and we need to get you out. So come out, please. Please. Pretty please.
Hey, this is JaVonne. I decided to come out of the basement tonight and hang out with some of my friends. They got an open mic with a live band thing going on down at Halsey Street, 11 Halsey Street in Newark. So I'll let y'all know the next time they're doing it. Y'all should come and pack up the place.
You know what?
Sensual disguise, I can't help but love you, girl. You're an angel in disguise. Can't help it if I wanted to. Couldn't help it if I could. I can't help it if I wanted to. Wouldn't help it, no. I can't help it if I wanted to. Wouldn't help it even if I could. Can't help it if I wanted to. Wouldn't help it, no. Do 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 do.
I'm going to be co-hosting an open mic. It's called LPJ's Friday Night Jam at 11 Halsey Street in Newark, New Jersey, from about 7 to midnight, starting December 14th. Tickets are $10. Come out and get your sang on. It's going to be myself, Shy, and Jay Quinlan hosting the evening, and we're going to have a house band. The house band's name is The Untouchables. Really good band that I met at the Shrine back in 2009, and you should come out. It's going to be a really good time. Hope to see you. Thanks.
Even if I can't
So what is that? Rock?
It's my engagement ring.
Oh, how long have you been engaged?
About a year and a half.
And when are you planning to get married?
Soon.
Soon? Well, congratulations. Am I invited?
Of course.
Good.
You know that. You know that. Yeah. To say I was married now. To anybody who can hear, I was married now.